Hello everyone, Knowing a Consequence here, and I'm going to show how you can create a lunar calendar for the World of Greyhawk campaign setting. During a recent game session in my high-level campaign, the characters were out in the wilderness after nightfall, and the question came up of how much moonlight is available to help them see by. That's a fair question, and as a DM I should have been prepared to answer it, because I do use the Greyhawk calendar, and I do keep track of days and months as the character's adventure and time passes. Now, according to the World of Greyhawk box set, a year consists of 364 days. There are 12 months of 28 days each, plus 4 festival weeks of 7 days each. When you add all this up, the total is 364 days. Additionally, Greyhawk has 2 moons. The larger one is called Lunar, while the smaller is called Selene. And the box set says this about them. The Great Moon, Luna, waxes and wanes in fixed cycles of 28 days each, upon which our months are based, while the Handmaiden, Selene, the small aquamarine satellite, follows a path which shows her full beauty but 4 times each year, thus showing us the time for our festivals. All of this means is that Luna orbits the Earth 13 times a year. The 12 months of 28 days each, plus the 4 festivals of 7 days, total up to 13 orbital periods. Meanwhile, it says that Selene makes only 4 orbits per year. A 364-day year divided by 4 orbits comes out to a 91-day orbital period. The fact that both moons' orbits divide evenly into the Greyhawk year means that both moons display the same phases on any given night from year to year, which means that it is possible to create a perpetual lunar calendar for the world of Greyhawk, and thus know how much moonlight there will be on any given night of the year. Now, this web page explains it all a little more clearly, and it also has a link to a PDF Greyhawk calendar, which you can download. I'll put a link to this page in the description. And if you look at the calendar document, you get each month of the Greyhawk year presented in this format. As you can see, it provides the dates for each of the moon's major phases, but it does not show the phases of both moons on each individual night. Beneath the 28-day month calendar is the 7-day calendar for the Festival of Richfest. And midweek, you can see the one single night of the year when both moons are full on the same night. Now here's another website, the main purpose of which is to generate the weather on any given day of the Greyhawk calendar. This is a very useful tool if you run a game set in Greyhawk, and I'll put a link in the description. And you can also tell it to include information about each of the moons in the weather report. Here is an example of what you get when you generate the report, an entire month of weather information. And the far right-hand column provides the data on both moons. But again, it notes only the major quarterly phases and does not get down to the individual night level of detail. Here is the same report for the week of the Richfest festival. This also illustrates an important detail. On the one night of the year when both moons are full, the weather at this particular location is cloudy, which means that there's not going to be much moonlight available to anyone who is outside after dark. Not to mention incredibly disappointing to those who are looking to celebrate the double full moon event. Anyway, I finally just asked ChatGPT to generate a year-long Greyhawk calendar displaying the phases of both moons for each night of the year, and it did not disappoint. There is enough information out there about the Greyhawk moons and calendar that AI was able to generate a very detailed response. First, it gave me all of this generalized information. Feel free to pause the video a moment and give it a read if you're interested. It even notes what effects the moons could have on both the undead and lycanthropes. And here is what it generated for the same month that I displayed earlier, except that this one shows the phases of both moons for each night, which allows the DM to estimate how much moonlight might be available to characters who are out after nightfall. And here's what it generated for the Rich Fest Festival. The additional notes under the key events header is especially interesting to read. Again, give the video a pause and look it over if you like. At any rate, determining the level of moonlight available to the characters, or their enemies, once darkness falls is actually easy to do. So if you're a DM running a game set in the world of Greyhawk, then you should definitely incorporate this detail into your campaign. Just tell your preferred AI what you're looking for and see what it comes back with. Alright, well that's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you can, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you haven't, please consider subscribing. And anything you do to help support the channel, I appreciate it. Thanks again. Bye for now.